In this video, we will talk about developing research questions. This video is based on Chapter 3 of the all-time classic, The Craft of Research, written by Booth, Kalam, and Williams and published by the University of Chicago Press. Based on Chapter 3 from this book, we will discuss how to move from an interest to a topic, how to move from a broad topic to a more narrow and focused one, how to develop research questions from your focused topic. We will also talk about how you can find a topic if you don't have any idea how to find one. Chapter 3 also covers how to choose things like choosing not simply interesting topics but significant ones. But that will be discussed in a separate video for week 3 of the course. So, there are 4 main steps in planning your research project. First, find a topic and make sure that your topic is specific enough so that you could learn a reasonable amount of information about it. A specific topic is also a manageable topic. Second, ask questions about this topic. Ask many questions. Really brainstorm. Among those questions, choose some that are interesting for you. The third step is to identify what kind of evidence your readers expect. Will your audience accept secondary data, or will they expect primary data from you? Or will they expect quantitative or qualitative data? The final 4th step is to determine whether you can actually obtain that kind of data. I'd also add, think about whether you can obtain the data within the required timeline for your diploma research. All along the way, even at this planning stage, your writing already starts. So do your planning in writing right along the way, and it will eventually make writing up the first draft of your research paper easier. Also, don't expect that this process is linear. You will not simply move from one step to another, although that too is possible. On the contrary, you are likely to move back and forth between these 4 steps. Okay, let's clarify what a research topic is and how you can find one, a task which seems very daunting for beginner researchers. Well, a research topic is really nothing more and nothing less than an interest which is narrowly enough defined in a way that you can possibly become a local expert in it. Becoming an expert here doesn't mean you should know more than anybody in the world about it. It really means that you should know more than you knew before, and reasonably more than an average peer of yours. So how can you choose such a topic? There are several possible approaches. First, just choose something you're interested in. This is a very basic advice, but it works because if you're interested in your topic, you're committed to it, and it makes the whole research process more interesting to you. Another approach is to look through some recent textbooks or talk to other students or to your instructor. This could give you an idea of what topics might be worth studying. Another approach is to search the internet. The caveat here is that the internet search might seem easy. You should really know what to look for, otherwise you might end up with low quality information and a very limited understanding of what to do. So we would recommend blending your internet search with the library search, which in modern days is also really done via the internet. So in your online library search, check for first library guides. Many university libraries make guides for every school or even major that they have. There are also special indexes or bibliographies on nearly every discipline in the world. Start with those to determine possible relevant and important topics in your field. Consult your librarian for the research databases available at your university. Another advice is that you should consider whether already published resources are available on your topic at all. You don't want to find yourself in a situation where you already picked a topic but you can't find any literature on it. So plan wisely or choose a topic for which you can find the background literature. Another important tip is to avoid reading at random. Instead, be systematic in your reading about your topic. Read from general to more specific. For example, start with an encyclopedia or a textbook entry in your topic, then move to more specific sources, like journal articles. At the beginning stages of your research planning, you might tend to choose overly broad topics. Such topics sound more like headings in an encyclopedia rather than research topics. If your topic is stated in 4 or 5 words, it is likely that your topic is too broad. The problem with overly broad topics is that they are super difficult to study, and frankly, they are very intimidating to work on. So it is very important, even absolutely necessary, to narrow down a topic to make your research project manageable. Using nouns derived from active verbs expressing relationships or actions is a good strategy. Words like conflict, description, contribution, development move your topic a couple of steps closer to a claim or research argument that your readers might find important. A focused and specific topic is one that helps you, the researcher, to see the gaps, puzzles, and inconsistencies that you could contribute to by doing your research. Also, a narrow enough topic can usually serve as a title of your work, a really useful thing to have as early as possible. A word of caution, however, be sure not to over narrow your topic. If you make your topic too narrow, you might find yourself in a situation when you can find no relevant background literature to even begin your project. So strike a balance there. What do inexperienced researchers do once they have a topic? They often jump into reading up about that topic, often reading a lot of stuff and coming to very generic conclusions like there are a lot of things going on in this topic, or oh my gosh, this research is so difficult to do. A better strategy is to first formulate research questions and then start reading up in a focused and systematic manner. So, how do you develop research questions? You simply start asking questions about your topic. Begin with the kind of questions people in your discipline would ask. Every discipline has a certain way of looking at things and certain things they find more important than others. So try looking at your topic from the perspective of your professional field. Another way to ask questions is simply going with questions that begin with who, what, when, where, how, and why. The how and why questions might lead you to the best research questions, but ask all kinds of questions to brainstorm. You could consider asking any other analytical questions you can come up with. Really, the sky is the limit there. Once you're done with brainstorming, look at all these questions you've written up and evaluate them. First, cross out questions for which you can easily look up information in a reference book. If a question is asking about some settled fact already known, maybe not to you but to professionals in the field, then it's not a research question anymore. Another thing you could do is to merge small questions into one bigger question. Often, many small questions may be really smaller parts of a bigger research interest. So try merging relevant small questions into one bigger and researchable question. After you do these things, you will end up with quite a short list of possible research questions. Keep this list, save it somewhere. From here, your job is to choose one or two that really challenge you or make you curious about finding the answer. A good research question serves as a guide to doing your research more systematically. It helps you choose the data and even methodology for your project. Here are 5 tips for finding relevant and interesting topics in a specific discipline. This might be helpful for those who still don't have a topic or research questions. So, the first thing you could do, in addition to what we have discussed earlier, you could have a look through a textbook which is actually one or more levels beyond yours. Perhaps it could be a textbook for advanced courses you know you might take in the future or at the graduate level. Reading through those textbooks, pay attention to the study questions that they mention. Second, go and sit in a lecture in an advanced class in your discipline, maybe at a master's or a PhD level even. Listen for things you disagree with, things you don't understand and would like to learn about. Third, ask your professors about what issues are most contested in your field. what issues need to be studied. Fourth, you could read through an internet discussion by professionals in your field. Check for things they disagree on, things that are uncertain. These are the things that could potentially be studied in your research. Finally, you could go and browse the websites of departments of major universities. You could find a lot of interesting stuff there, perhaps announcements for new research grants, seminar announcements, and sometimes even video recordings of those seminars, etc. Be sure to also check course websites there. You could also have a look at websites of museums, national associations, and even government agencies if you find them relevant to your discipline. That's it about developing research questions for today. Thank you for your attention.